Welcome to Channel 1 ITVs in the grand scheme of things, where we talk about life, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Devin at Channel 1 ITV on Twitter.
I'm Sam at Offered75 on Twitter.
I'm Lee at Bombay Gunrunner on Twitter.
I'm Dustin at Brat77 on Twitter.
I'm Erin at Erin Grant on Twitter. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good Lord, we're back.
Lee's really hot.
How'd you spend your summer vacation?
I am hot.
This is the summer
How'd you
premiere.
forget that?
Yeah,
This is the summer special.
we've been renewed because...
My wife's
Not
hotter
getting
than Mexico City.
Is that the song you wrote all those years ago?
I didn't write that line.
Do we have that one
I don't
still
know.
on here?
Anyway,
this is
okay,
it.
now that we're back,
I've got more
Yep.
X's
Okay.
than moonshine bottles. Oh, this is... That's
okay,
Devin's contribution. I was
Okay.
here and said, no wonder it's so shitty.
All right, so March, right, is the last time we recorded
March
something?
16th was the last
Okay.
uploaded podcast.
Welcome to summer.
All right, so what I did, in the vein of we didn't start the fire, is put together a list of things that maybe not everything that happened since we've been gone, and I'm not gonna like sing or anything, but this is
Well, he didn't sing it either. So.
no.
We,
All right.
Well, or
Rap
if
it.
you didn't want to sing, you could just list it off, and we could just go around round table like one word description of what our
You
tape.
pass it around and we'll read a line.
Or if you want to
If you
rap
already
it,
know writing though.
if you want to rap it or sing it,
I'll just do it. Okay,
Right.
here we go.
Hit
This is We
Yep.
Didn't Start the Fire 2015.
This
Blue
makes
Devils won the
progression.
NCAA. Frank the Tank, get out the way, A. Caitlyn Jenner rebel flag. Donald Trump is still a nag.
Yep.
Grease is broke. Share a Coke. LeBron continues to choke.
Ooh.
ISIS icing on a cake. Haters go jump in a lake. New York prisoners on the land. Bieber's ass on Instagram. Llamas running through the streets. Same-sex marriage history. Dukes of Hazzard off TV. Sadly, so is Bill Cosby. Top Gun 2 is in the works. Tom Cruise is probably still a jerk. And Riley Curry stole the stage. Stud gorilla in a cage. Did you hear the story about the gorilla?
Yeah,
The
the
people,
gorilla.
He's a
that's
handsome-
all I came up with.
Really?
There you
He's
go.
one handsome son of a
Just about
bitch.
covered it.
Yeah.
With the
Riley
exception
Curry. Oh, that's Stefan's little girl. That's right. I
Riley
forgot.
Curry.
Most of that stuff I've forgotten about.
Some of that stuff I knew about.
Did you know about the handsome gorilla in Japan that's causing
No, and I missed
an uproar?
Justin Bieber's ass, too.
That just happened like 2 days ago.
Oh.
He's causing all the ladies in Japan's panties to drop.
Should we take one of these topics, or what do we want to cover here?
Whatever y'all want to do.
We've already
I meant
reviewed
to
it.
include Dusty Rhodes, but I forgot what I was going to
Dusty Roots! All dusty, if you will.
Dukes
You
of
brought
Hazzard-
hot times to Dusty Rhodes.
Dukes of Hazzard, I stated this. I'm the only one that said it. I don't think it was pulled because of that. TV Land never said it. They just pulled it
Wow.
because that's what they do to TV shows. And it got people talking about it.
I still say, isn't it on CMT? Didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, and
That's
CMT's
the
not
only
pulling
place
it.
I saw it.
CMT,
No, dude.
racist, and we're proud.
Now, CMT brought it back a couple of years ago, digitally remastered and all
Yep.
this kind of stuff. And
Digitally rebastard.
and then, like 2 weeks later, it was on at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it didn't get the response they'd hoped for. And I don't
Here's
think
what
it
I'm
did.
thinking. All these sons of bitches and bitches who are just all tore up about the Dukes of Hazzard being taken off TV Land. I really hazard to guess how many actually knew
It was
and or
on TV
watched.
Land?
I had no idea it was on TV.
It was
Land.
on like
I knew
3
it was on
weeks.
either CMT or TV Land.
So
I swear to
if
God I saw it on
I
CMT.
understand you want to fight for your racist flag, and let's be clear now. That's what the Civil War was about. Don't try to tell me states' rights.
Here's the thing.
Don't try to tell me all that. It's not a symbol of hate.
It's
To you, a white man, no, it's not a symbol of hate. But to those who may be of a different color, it's probably a symbol of hate.
But nobody's mentioned this yet. What do they do with, say, the Fabulous Freebirds on the network?
See, that's... I've always maintained...
I think the Freebirds are not exactly on the national radar at this point.
Exactly, but
Well, it's been commonly said that Michael Hayes likes to drop the N-word anyway. So, I
Yeah,
mean...
he's raised.
Is
But...
this the same guy that was supposed to be on Tough Enough? No, that's a different Michael Hayes, the former wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Michael P.S.
That guy
Hayes.
actually didn't make the show.
Right.
Right.
He quit because he
quit?
couldn't run the ropes
Oh.
because he only had one leg.
No.
To be fair. But, I've always maintained that the Confederate battle flag or Confederate flag, whatever you want to call it, is a much better looking flag than the American flag.
Yes, it really is.
But, you know,
It's symmetrical.
when you learn a book and you read some history, you realize there's a reason why the KKK has adopted that as
And nobody said
their
anything
symbol.
about that for all
And
these years.
technically, it wasn't the flag of the Confederate States.
There's some
that they fly
history,
in the
there's some
capital of
heritage.
South Carolina.
And I've got no problem if you want to fly that flag in your front yard, go ahead and let your freak flag fly. But when the state government starts maintaining that it has to be flown on public land, I've got some issues. I've got some issues with us flying a "Let's Kiss Cole's Ass" on our courthouse lawn.
That's exactly what the flag says. too.
Oh.
I've got some issues. I don't want to be beholden to companies. I don't want to be beholden to racist past.
Don't
So-
worry. In about 5 years, that Friends of Coal flag that's flying on the
Right.
courthouse square will.
It'll
It'll
turn
take
into
time.
an up yours coal because
Yeah.
they're going to leave us high and dry.
We're
Everybody's
gonna
going
have
to be
to.
pissed
We're gonna
off.
have to string it upside down.
Now, Bubba Watson had the original General Lee, the golfer. He actually owned
the original,
one,
I guess.
and he painted an
An
American
American.
flag on it instead of, which is just not the same.
I don't know if there is an original one. Is there?
Oh, they
Seems
went
there's
through so
several.
many, I think. You know,
They had a ton of.
they have some in museums. They, you know.
And Cooter said he's not taking it away.
Well,
Gothenburg, so.
I mean, Cooter's first name is a euphemism for a vagina.
He's
So-
actually a politician, though, isn't
he used to be.
he? Yeah.
Well, so was Strom Thurmond.
I know, I'm just saying.
You know,
Jesse Helms.
there are plenty of politicians, and I would say most of them, that are just dumbasses. They're arrogant, they're rich, and they're politicians. The best and the brightest don't go out to become politicians because they know you can't solve anything.
And that's why we're not in office, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't want to get tired.
Anyway, I think it was publicity.
We're getting bogged down.
I think it's
This just
publicity.
pisses
Next
me
topic.
off. I've been hearing about this shit for so long. I'm so upset.
What's going on?
What do
over
you
there,
keep
Dustin?
doing? You keep.
Well, I want
Fiddling.
Erin. I'm watching Erin when she speaks, and her mic is
Hello?
really low, and I think it's because it's being split here.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Where's it
Somebody
being
else?
split?
there we go.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
But I don't know which cable's which. And
Well, do we want to get into the videos making the rounds
Oh,
of
that's better.
the Rowan County Clerk's office and the couple that went in to get a marriage license?
I haven't
Going
seen it.
around today.
There's videos of that?
I didn't
I
watch the
did not
video.
know that.
I didn't watch the video, but
See, I don't know anything about that.
If you don't carry out the laws of the United States, you should be removed from your
But
post.
as I said whenever I commented on that post, it's one thing if you're a county clerk in Rowan County, Kentucky. I didn't look at the demographics to see exactly how rural that
I
county is.
don't. Well, Moorhead State's there.
Okay,
so it's
so it's
not. I
probably-
mean, it's not as big as Bowling Green. Obviously.
probably-
With a college like Moorhead, you think they'd be a little more liberal.
But anyway, it's one thing, and there's been more than one county clerk that has come out and said they're not going to issue any, But have none of them said, yeah, I'm going to give up my $100,000 a year
Right.
job where all I do is basically hand you forms and take money from you for 6 figures a year. And nobody's come that far yet.
Right.
And
I mean, I don't care if you're for it or against it. It doesn't mean you have to go out and get married to someone of the same sex. All these people that are worried about it, they act like because we've got this law now you've got to be gay. No, you could.
Right.
You don't have to switch. Just those who already are now able to ruin the sanctity of marriage, just like heterosexuals have for hundreds of years.
with adultery and divorce.
Right.
They've just come up with a new way.
I cannot believe these people who probably have gotten divorces after divorce in their past talking about the sanctity of marriage.
Yeah.
It's like
They talk, and some people talk just to hear themselves bitch.
well, it's like look into your backyard before you start messing with someone else's garden.
That could be
I don't think
phrase.
I don't think that's.
Anyway, everybody's got faults. Everybody's got skeletons in the closet. Do your own housekeeping and let others do what they want to do.
Right.
I don't understand what happened to live and let live. I don't understand why I've got to be so concerned about what other people do. I've got enough shit on my plate without having to worry about my neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh, his kids can pimp for himself.
Yeah,
That's right. Screw
No, but
them.
that video is spreading.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
But what is the video? Is it?
It's two men. They shoot. Somebody shot the video. They're outside. They go in and they stand there for a good 5 to 7 minutes with nobody waiting on them.
No, hold on
Really?
just a second. No, this is
Are we sure
the
they're
same
just
woman,
not in there?
that same clerk in question.
This is the clerk. Kim Davis is her name.
I thought she'd already stepped down, or no, she didn't step down. She just said,
This
"I'm not."
Who
was-
gonna-"
are you, kid?
Now
Okay,
the date
gotcha,
on
gotcha.
the video was yesterday. I'm assuming it was shot either yesterday or Monday.
No, wait a minute. Now, do we know whether or not that this woman has had any divorces? Do we know whether or not this woman has committed
She
adultery?
is of a certain religion, and I'm not going to get into that.
I
But,
mean,
Okay.
You can be of a certain religion and get
Sure.
divorced and have affairs.
oh yeah.
Okay,
But-
so the
Believe
video,
me.
they waited.
Anyway,
I
they
mean,
wait there,
I've heard.
And then finally, one guy in the corner said, "Well, we're not issuing any marriage licenses," which is what these clerks are doing. They're refusing to issue same-sex. They're saying, "We're not going to give anybody one," which they could still get sued for. And then finally, she comes out of her office and stop filming me. And, I've got, and they said, well, I've got the Supreme Court decision. I've got the letter from Governor Beshear saying this is the law.
Saying, do your job.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
And then they stop not long after she goes, "Oh, stop filming me," and all
Well, then
that.
why haven't we started suing then?
I think 2 gay couples and 2 straight couples in Rowan County, from
Are
what I
suing,
understand, are suing.
Yeah,
Good.
and this goes
Well,
from
they're-
like last week or
But
something.
they're more.
And I think part of the
ramifications
lawsuit should be that person be removed from their job.
Basically, there are some more far-reaching ramifications to this than most people take into consideration. Like whenever, what was it, place in Tennessee said no gay is allowed or something, and I think they said that there are 28 states where if your employer knows that you're gay, they can fire you.
Now, apparently, I
Well-
thought Kentucky was still one.
It might have been, but
Kentucky
No,
sounds
Kentucky
like they
can fire
should
you
be.
for no reason.
yeah, they're at
They
will.
don't have-
So yeah,
yeah.
but what it comes down to is the whole reason why the gay marriage thing was done by the Supreme Court was based on civil rights. So if you make that decision on civil rights, anything else that is not, allowed by law or whatever against homosexuals, that's gone.
It's like-
all you got to do is challenge it. I mean, it's legal until someone challenges it.
It's like
So-
if we let them get married, how else are we going to keep them down? Oh,
Yeah.
you
Because
idiots.
now all the religious people are trying to get, like Bobby Jindal in Louisiana, who's trying to run.
Bobby Jindal.
Good luck, Bobby.
He's trying to get something passed to where religious people can refuse it based on their religion. It's a big mess, and
Wasn't there separation of church and
get
stuff?
right. And
And then
They are not in the county clerk as a part of their job is not to be, it has nothing to do with their religion. They are county employed, so that should never.
And did they get sworn in and take an oath while we're talking
if
religion?
if you go to the Rowan County, because somebody posted this link under comments about this, they have a website obviously for the clerk's office. Oh, we want to run a friendly service and blah blah blah.
As long as you're straight.
Yeah.
I hope a bunch of gay people run for these county clerk jobs and then not offer heterosexual marriage.
Because I still see how a woman of a religious persuasion got a job, but again, that's a different section of the state. I don't know if that's the only person that ran for it. That's the part that's really shocking.
But like I said, once we start having county clerks losing 6-figure jobs, I mean that's ultimately the thing. You can stand on all your principles, and I guess that's what they're doing.
Right.
So what comes to money?
Once it starts coming down to nut cutting time, it's like you're in a rural county or whatever, especially like around here. Around here, if you're the county clerk, you're in the top 10 earners. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, you've got one of the top 10 jobs in the entire county if you're the clerk.
Right.
You're making more money than you're.
So put your
1%
money
here.
where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Resign and
Yeah.
have another
That
life.
will make a bigger statement than just refusing and clinging to your job.
I mean, and some have in states around the country.
So what are they waiting for? They're waiting to be fired, I guess?
The thing with this woman in Moorhead, I think she is going to be a holdout.
The Supreme Court has already said that you have to do it. The state's already said you have to do it. If you're refusing, what are you waiting for? You waiting for Jesus himself to come down and say,
I guess so.
listen.
Of course, the clerk here said publicly she was going to do the
Shit!
job. So
My phone fell on the floor.
Oh, she took a stand and said she was going to do her job.
she took an oath.
How
That's what she
professional
said.
of her.
Yeah. Even though, yeah.
Did she take it like Joe LeDuc and get an axe and cut her arm? I don't think so. A blood oath. Well, I want to know how many times this woman has been married. I want to know if she's had affairs. Because if she's fighting for the sanctity of marriage, then she has got to be pristine.
Yeah, no one has gone into her background. Really.
Oh, they will, though.
Then
Surely,
they will by
yeah.
now. I mean, here in the next couple of days.
I'm sure it'll be one.
Can we move on? I mean, all this
Sure.
stuff just...
Okay, what else do we have around here?
I'm already brought down.
What's good that's happened since we've been...
I've been pissed for 2 weeks over all this shit.
Well,
what's
that's
something good that's happened in the last 4 months?
Well, what about summer TV season?
Under the Dome, I've dropped.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
we
crap
didn't
show.
even- we didn't even start it.
True Detective, I'm now getting on board with. Season
I'm
two. It's
down.
only 3 weeks in, and the opening scene was the thing that hooked me in the the Conway Twitty impersonator lip synced the Rose, because Conway Twitty did a version of the
Right,
Rose,
right.
and it was freaky. It was a dream
Oh,
sequence.
say
Oh god, it was
love
great.
is like a song.
And they have like this sad singer in this club on the show so far.
She's
and
always
it's-
sad.
Yeah, she's always sad and singing some kind of folk song.
Yeah,
But,
and I don't understand why anyone would think that was appealing. I hope that's just an actress and not like this.
I'm not sure.
This is like
who she
original
is.
music.
No,
or
I'd
some
say
shit.
that's her own shit.
But
It's-
you're getting more into the characters.
It's like that. I mean, it's
I
like-
think I'm gonna stay.
It's like music to cut by. I mean, it's not good.
That could be an album.
music to cut.
Speaking of cutting, is anyone else watching Scream, the MTV series Scream?
I never
No.
watched the movies.
What?
I watched number 4.
Some-
You might like the show a lot better having not seen 3 of the 4
Somehow,
movies.
Sam, I hate you so
Scream,
much.
Or-
Scream is a classic. I mean, Henry Winkler's in it. You like him, don't
Well,
you?
He's the
Yeah.
Fonz.
Yeah, but does he survive? Yeah. Anyway.
Wes Craven directed it. I mean,
Okay.
There is a custodian that wears the Freddy
where's the Freddy
sweater.
Krueger guard?
Really, that's
as a
interesting.
custodian.
Yeah.
I've not watched the TV series.
There's all kinds of little Easter eggs throughout the first one.
So,
Anyway.
okay, what's the rundown of the TV series? How is it?
Well, the
different?
TV series is
the
there's a bunch of high school kids and someone's killing them.
Pretty much.
In the same community.
Do they have the same
there's
mask?
a backstory.
There's a different
Wow.
story.
There's a backstory that there was a kid who was deformed
deformed,
and
Like Jason?
And was-
like
was-
Mask.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and was going after
Ridicule.
was going after.
Well, I think they said the family
Yeah.
kind of hid him away, except he had an older brother
Like Basket.
who liked him, and then he fell in love with the cutest girl in town and went to show his affection. She freaked out. He went on a murderous rampage. Then he was
Then she was
killed.
totally into him after that.
He was killed.
Quote unquote.
I don't know that they said there was ever a body because
He was
went,
shot at and
and he
fell into
the
some water, and that was all that.
And now, 20 years
Maybe
later,
more.
someone else is starting to get killed.
So it's,
Okay.
so it's a copycat, or we don't know if it's the real person.
So basically, there's been
Like
yes,
Friday
we don't
13th
know.
Part
We don't know
4?
if it's a copycat, real person. We don't know what it is. Oh God!
Having an attack.
I
Yeah.
told you I've had bronchitis since I don't know how
Since
long.
March.
Yeah, since we last spoke. And and I think there's been 2 episodes and 3 killings so far.
Yeah.
Of course, they kill off the only person who's known, and I'm not sure. I wouldn't have known her except that she was just not hot as all blue blazes. And I saw her on Jimmy Fallon. Bella Thorne. I don't know who that
the
is.
redheaded chick.
Sam obviously knew who that is.
Yeah.
Well, she's Drew
How
Barrymore
did you know
or.
that?
Well, Sam knows all the hot women. on
Sam
TV.
even knew some of the stuff on this list.
Right.
I'm still
Yeah.
shocked at that.
He's fawning over the handsome gorilla in Japan. So it starts off like you'd expect, and then
And
no. There's been 4 murders. Just
Oh,
one
yeah,
hasn't
one
been
of them.
discovered yet.
Yeah.
So did any of you ever watch Teen Wolf on
Yeah.
MTV?
Teen
That
Wolf-
show is great. We quit
Yeah.
watching it for some reason. I think Dustin made us.
Our DVR decided that we didn't need like episode 1 through 4 of the first
something like
season.
that.
Or the 4th season,
Yeah.
so we've only seen 3 seasons. But
And what's the similarities between that
Now,
and the
Teen
movie?
Wolf-
Just the name?
Nothing, just the name.
Teen Wolf is more horror,
Yeah.
where the movie was more goofy comedy.
See, I don't get that. That's if you're
Comedy.
going to do a remake, try to stay a little bit, maybe to
I don't know.
Michael J. Fox.
Now-
The show's really good.
Well,
so.
the kid
Well, no,
plays
I've heard,
lacrosse, which is a little bit. The thing about it is he plays lacrosse, which makes it easier to hide that he might be losing
okay.
control and wolfing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in a tank top and shorts and you start wolfing up a little bit, shit gets real fast.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the Teen Wolf show, you have other werewolves, other creatures.
Packs, alphas, betas, all kinds of
Good
stuff.
Lord.
Wow.
And
Werewolves are new
werewolf,
zombies now? Or?
Werewolf hunters and
hot werewolf hunters.
Romeo and Juliet Forbidden Love, and then and on Scream, it's basically everybody on Scream. You've got the serial killer obsessed guy that lays out, you
Instead
could
of
never make a
series.
slasher film into a TV series
Right.
because blah 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 blah. And every episode so far,
Now-
he's had his little time to kind of lay out. Well, you should expect this to happen if it's a real slasher film.
So is he like the Jamie Kennedy?
Yeah.
sort of?
I guess.
Okay.
I
Instead,
couldn't
being
remember who plays
instead
it.
of being obsessed with films, he's obsessed with serial killers.
Serial
and
killers,
stuff like
right.
that.
Hole.
But the biggest problem with the show is that a lot of the characters look alike.
Really?
Because there was
That's
a,
racist?
There is a
It may
Is
be.
there diversity
They're all
on the
white.
show?
yes,
There is an Asian person.
but
I don't think there are any. I don't think there are any black people.
the blonde people are represented well.
Yes, a lot of blondes.
But there's one teacher who's young who happens to be getting it on
Porking
with
a
one of the
student.
kids. And then there's another kid that looks just like that teacher. And the whole first episode, there's like a party, and this kid who's new in town to school goes to the party. And I think I even said, "What is the teacher
Yeah, he
doing?
couldn't think of his teacher.
Going after these girls."
To be
just
fair,
like-
in episode 1, they both kind of had the long hair, but it was kind of combed back. They both
so
the hairstyle
stupid.
looked the same.
And
In episode 2, the teacher got a bit of a haircut, so he looked
Yeah.
almost totally different.
You got a question? Devin was
Yeah.
going to say something.
So now, how would you classify this? I know the movie series is horror. Would you classify
Horror.
this
It's horror.
as
yeah.
okay?
Yes, I would classify this as a horror.
Oh, for sure.
show.
I mean, every show so far. Of course, we've only watched one or two. There's the whole "Am I in the house? Am I not in the house?"
do
on the
you
phone
like
thing.
scary
Oh,
movies?
okay.
And the mask was kind of wussy, I thought.
Yeah, they changed the mask for some reason.
That was supposedly the mask that the killer Brandon James is his name, which is a horrible name.
Yeah, Brandon
How
James.
many serial killers have there been named Brandon?
Brandon.
I wouldn't have watched Halloween.
Yeah,
Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon Myers.
Come on,
Dakota Myers.
Cody Myers.
Cassidy Myers.
Oh, that's going to be something in future films. Dylan.
Really?
Get away from
Phillips.
Yeah.
Dylan Myers.
Oh, now Kathy Lee Gifford's daughter's in this new movie, The Gallows, that's coming out.
With
I seen a
Charlie.
preview for that.
I saw the trailer, but I didn't watch it. So.
If they're trying to force me, they're trying to shove this Charlie as being the new name of fear, I'm just going to push back. Just like Roman Reigns. They try to shove Roman Reigns down my throat, I'm just going to push back. Chuck Gallows, is that his name?
Charles might work.
So I'm not gonna go see the Gallows. Although I didn't know that Cassidy was all grown up.
She is.
Might have to check her out. See what she's
I don't even know what she looks
working
like.
with. I don't
She's
either.
blonde.
Doesn't look
and
Drinks
I think
a lot of white wines
And
around
she,
9.
and she was named the closest thing that she could be named without being named like Kathy Lee, like Kathie.
let's see. Tough Enough. What do we think of that so far? Do you watch Tough Enough, Sam?
Shitty.
I think it's shitty and horrible.
The
Yeah.
production values are horrible. They don't show them even getting any wrestling training, so I don't know if any of
All
them
it
can
is,
wrestle.
is it an hour long?
Yeah.
It seems like it's 2 hours long.
That's
All it is-
because I fast forward through a shit
Yeah.
ton of it.
Well, all it is them sniping at one another, and then 10 minutes of, oh, we're doing this.
Right. 10
and-
minutes of a challenge has got nothing to do with
Okay,
wrestling.
now stop me. So I don't watch some of these other shows, but is that kind of what they did in some of these other things? Like, I mean, American Idol became known for a while as Simon calling somebody out for sucking
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
instead of actual music.
And that's really all they do,
Okay.
because
They took bumps one time.
yeah,
Each of them
That's
took
all
like
they
a
does.
bump.
Well, no, and they did the thing where they fell off the top rope and
Yeah.
their back.
And then they
Yeah.
body slammed somebody and ran the ropes.
So
And
who's the
it's-
bad guy in this? Is Hogan supportive, or is
all three of the
No,
judges
all 3 of the judges hate
hate
every one
everybody.
of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
They
thing.
do.
That's the thing that's always so funny about wrestlers, especially in something like this. Every single one of them hate you.
They're kind of jealous that
They don't want you here.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm just like, you know, I understand if you want to critique them. You know, like there was a girl.
But it's like they resent
There was a
them.
girl on there that in this episode just left. Everybody
Now,
hated
see,
her.
I haven't seen this week
Well,
yet, but
it's not that big a deal. It's like I'm just
Right.
going, but and you can guess who it is. But everybody hated her, and she whipped everybody's ass in the competition.
yeah.
And then the judges basically crushed her for
Yeah.
leaving. And I was like,
But I mean, it was
yeah, but
horrible.
she was bullied and just picked on the whole time. I
But
mean,
they also come from that Hogan had his leg broken.
well,
Right?
well,
yeah.
that's Hiro Matsuda just broke his leg.
Right.
And
So he probably said, well,
But
she can take some
it's
criticism.
just weird. They you know that for as much as they like the business and are being paid by the business, they just get on there and just hate you. You know,
this business.
it's like one of the girls said on the HBO show Girls. They talk about how great New York City is. It's like it's kind of amazing how much we love this city, even though it's trying to kill us.
Yeah.
You know?
So right now, I really don't see anybody on there. None of the
That could
women.
be a suit.
I
I
mean,
don't know. None of the women.
When you're starting to put out
Is Tully Blanchard's daughter on there?
no, when you're starting to put out the
She's legacy. She doesn't need to.
no, she'll
She actually wrestles already.
right. They'll just take her to the performance center and turn her into somebody good. When you're actually cranking out Charlotte and Bailey and Emma and I mean girls who can work, these girls have got a long way to go. You bring in Eva Marie, who I'm not even sure is athletic, and you think that you're going to
She's
teach
just
her.
freakishly hot. Is all she is.
There's a difference between getting in there and having a match and going through the motions
She has
And-
more substance over style. Or
and
style
going
over
in the,
substance.
you know where you can tell
It's like the Bellas.
in a match where, and it's mostly, I hate to pick on the women because it is mostly the women for some reason, but I'm sure guys are the same way starting out, but there's certain matches where you can see where they're just thinking of the next move coming and it's not natural. It just looks like a lot of luchador wrestling can be like that. It looks like the guy's just waiting for them to do their next move instead of being natural.
It's like you need to stand here.
It's like when they show wrestling on a TV show.
And then when they finally get to that move, it's really clunky instead of it being smooth. And you know, someone who's had 1,000 matches is not going to be like that. So I don't think any of those girls have got it. And there's one girl on there. WWE's not going to put you on TV unless you're hot. The one who's training all the women down there is not unattractive, but she's not getting on TV because the WWE didn't think she's hot enough, and she may be the best female wrestler.
Maybe that's
in the
what they
country.
should call it, hot enough.
Maybe. I don't
Pretty
know.
much.
But the guys are all
all
just.
the dudes are jacked up except for ZZ, and he's
He's
oh 18
my
years
God.
old, and
He got crushed.
yeah, he
this
got
week.
crushed. And what he did was that little gimmick that he came up with, or
See,
to go with, it was wrong.
What they were tasked with this week was coming up with basically they drew out of a hat and got their gimmick, which is how I believe
okay.
WWE does it most of the time. When you have Duke the Dumpster Droshi, I mean, just think of it. How many big time WWE superstars got big on that first gimmick they came in on?
Sometimes, so they like to give you a gimmick if they found out something about you. based it
Ringmaster, Stone Cold.
on- no, it didn't work.
Isaac Yankem, Fake Diesel,
But
Kane.
if he had acted like every other wrestler and kept that gimmick, we wouldn't be talking about him.
Who, the Ringmaster?
Yeah,
Right.
he
That's
could
what
have
he's
kept
saying.
that.
That's what
Right.
I'm saying.
He's saying that
The
horrible
WWE,
gimmicks.
I had heard the WWE just has like a notebooks full of just gimmicks. And they'll say, well, you look like a fireman. So you're Captain Willie the Fireman or something like that. And, you know,
Or ISIS. They
You're-
could really
you're stuck.
capitalize on that.
And
right
you're
now.
stuck as Captain Willie the Fireman.
The Iron Sheik.
Right.
I mean,
That Iron Sheik documentary, by the way, is awesome.
so
Yeah.
besides Undertaker, who came in and essentially was given a gimmick.
He's kept the
And
same one, true?
yeah.
Oh,
he
okay.
altered it a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
it's all
he's
throughout
gone
the
to
years.
Booger Red and the American Badass version,
But now he's back.
but he's essentially always been the Undertaker. Whereas, you know, Hulk Hogan come in, but he was already Hulk Hogan essentially.
yeah, but
I mean,
you don't
that
have
was-
territories anymore, so
So, you know, they go in there and they have him draw all the hats. So that was the first. So they gave the girl who was in the bottom three because she had no personality, the Queen of Mean. So she comes out there, and it just looks like she didn't want to be in any other. You know, she'd rather been any other place than doing that. And it's because she hasn't fully given herself over to looking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to do that, you've got to realize in your head, okay, I'm playing a character. This is not me. This is a character, but I'm going to look ridiculous. And some people are going to think I look ridiculous. Whereas ZZ was, I'm ready to look ridiculous, and I'm going to do it so bad that I'm going to look like I'm not even taking this thing seriously. I'm going to be so ridiculous.
He's the one that
So he
knocked
went
out
too
Sheik, in
far.
my opinion.
But
I'm sure he's strong as a
Yo,
damn
he's
ox.
I bet
Well,
he's strong for all that.
But have you seen Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Oh yeah.
Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt, ZZ, there is a place for him.
Mm-hmm.
Not very many because WWE. See, back in the old days, would Phil Hickerson ever
Would
be a
Dusty
wrestler?
Rhodes ever be a
Would
wrestler?
Dusty
Right.
Rhodes ever be a wrestler? Now, Dusty, there's
he'd be a bad
difference.
guy.
There's
I mean,
charisma,
George Steele.
Yeah.
and Dusty for 300 pounds was fairly athletic. But these days, I mean, there was a time when everybody looked like Randy Orton, and it was just like, do we need short-haired, tattooed-up, tall guys?
They all look
all
like,
of
they're
them?
all built like action figures.
I mean, that's what wrestling back in the day was good for. You had Flair, you had Dusty Rhodes, you
King
had the
Kong
Road
Bundy.
Warriors, you had King Kong
Ken
Bundy,
Gordy.
Andre.
you know, Andre. So, I don't know what we're talking about.
I think we
It's easy being
rambles right off of that.
Anyway, Wednesday night is the greatest night for TV because you've got Ring of Honor wrestling on Destination America, and then you've got Lucha Underground on El Rey, and then you've got NXT on the WWE Network.
Speaking of Destination America, TNA.
I could give two craps. I hope they go under, and I hope that the good ones end up either at Lucha Underground or NXT.
It'll never happen.
Assuming Lucha Underground comes back.
But Lucha
Dolph
Underground-
Ziggler was basically taken off TV Monday night because he hasn't signed his contract.
I thought he went ahead and resigned.
Well, it went around, but they said he hasn't signed his
I
contract.
wouldn't blame him.
So they've taken him off TV with his injured trachea. So,
That's pretty specific.
I mean, why wouldn't Dolph Ziggler leave, go to Japan and make a ton of money, or go to Lucha Underground or Ring of Honor? I mean, they said AJ Styles probably has made more money than he ever has in his career,
That's why,
and all he's done is Ring of Honor and New Japan.
why Bruiser Brody stayed in Japan.
Right. I mean, you can do it. If you're good, you can do it. So,
I don't think any of them can go to Lucha Underground. Whenever I see like
Big Rick's
Alberto,
there. Hernandez is there.
Well, yeah, but they also it's different with Big Rick, but
Alberto Patron.
whenever I see Alberto Del Rio, which is Alberto El Patron, and like Tejano, they're just like regular old wrestlers. And whenever you watch Lucha Underground,
Dustin's racist. He doesn't like Mexicans.
Donald Trump.
I don't like you.
Wow.
I'm not even Mexican.
I heard that.
So, but
I
it's
do
just
enjoy Total Divas. I enjoy that show sometimes.
I just hate everyone on that show though. The Bellas. I've had an ass full of the Bellas.
Yeah.
I wish they and they're just like 30. I mean, it seems
so
like
they're
they've
gonna be
been
around
around
for
for
another 10 years.
forever.
there was a
So
story
they're at
I
least
saw-
going to be around
I
for a
saw
year,
there was
a year and a
story
half
online. I saw
more
there
before
was
they're too old and they get fired.
I saw there was a story online where Brie wants to retire and make babies.
Good.
And she's with who?
With her vagina tattoos,
She's with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can both be retired.
she's the one that's got like the arrows tattooed on her pelvis that are like pointing down to her cooter. Class.
What else is on this summer? I don't.
Orange is the new black.
Oh!
Oh, purple is
still haven't
the
watched that.
Dustin!
I've only got one episode left, but it's an hour and a half long, and
Jeez.
He doesn't have that time to waste between wrestling and
well, I'm watching
Big Brother
You've
starting
watched
back.
the rest of season 3.
Yeah,
You're caught up, except for the last
yeah, I just
episode.
haven't. I've been watching the show called The 100,
Where everybody dies.
and I have to watch it on a weird, probably illegal, but there's a whole bunch of sites just like
God.
it. So, it's a little weird.
Just keep your trap shut.
Yeah.
We don't need. We've already got internet problems enough.
Don't need the internet
Swooping
police
in.
after you.
Well, I don't know. Someone just told me about it and said, "Oh, if this site doesn't work, then this site. If this site, I mean, it's just. I mean, you don't have to do anything except get an ad
Didn't the
blocker."
100 get canceled?
No, they got another season. I think it's good.
Okay.
What channel is it on?
Is that a
the
CW show?
235?
Yeah.
I think it's good simply because they're not dicking around. I mean, I don't know how popular it is, and I'm sure it's not all that popular. But I always use the example whenever Lost was around. When Lost got big, they're like, yeah, let's start jogging in place for a little bit and stretch this thing out. Because once we figure out that we need to get off the island and how to do
Right.
it, it's over.
Right.
It's like Gilligan's Island. Once we get off, we're done.
It's just like the guy said that the reason horror or slasher movies couldn't be turned into shows.
Yeah.
Because you've got to drag it out once it's on TV.
But they're
That's
trying.
the
They're
point.
attempting that with.
Right.
With Scream, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But on
That's how they
100,
make fun of themselves.
it just every single show is an honest to God progression. They're progressing the overall story in every single show.
Now, the 100 is a show about 100 beavers.
No, it's
and
about-
the
it's
last
about,
beaver's alive.
yeah.
They've got to build a dam.
It's about a nuclear apocalypse on Earth, and
Aren't they always on
yeah.
Earth?
Well, no, but it starts out there in space. There's like a space station that's got like 2,000 people, which is supposed to be the extent of the human race.
And the
And this is how
1900
far in
die.
the future is it
97 years. And so what ends up happening, and it's not really a big deal, they need to get to Earth. But they don't know if Earth is inhabitable.
now? Right.
And they have like a
You're right.
healthy,
That's no big deal at all.
they have a healthy prison system because just anything gets you put in prison or it gets you floated, which means they put you in a room and then open it up and jettison you to the outside. So they take 100 prisoners who all happen to be kids and send them to Earth with like monitors to see if it's inhabitable, and it is. The only problem with it is 2 of the jackasses were.
No, wait a minute. You said see if it's inhabitable, and it is. So it's not habitable.
No, it is. It is habitable. And then it turns out there are people down there that actually survived
Oh,
the nuclear.
God. Like Lord Humongous and Mad
Yeah,
Giant?
they're all wearing shoulder pads and everything, just like what.
Lacrosse gear.
Yeah, lacrosse gear. So then they have a radio problem, but that's neither here nor there. And so then it's basically a matter of everybody on Earth trying to get rid of the sky people. And so I think it's
It
good.
sounds like this movie with Matt Damon.
That almost sounds like.
No.
The one that he has the ponytail for?
No. The one where he has to get from the earth up to the sky with a rich.
Yeah,
Elysium.
yeah, that does
Yeah.
sound like
Yeah.
Elysium.
Yeah, they ripped it off.
So,
Exactly.
but I like it. It's good. It's got a couple of hot chicks in it.
Oh,
And the main
shit.
character is a woman, if you can stand that, which is weird too.
I can't stand
Which
that.
is weird.
I can't.
Oh, it is. You just don't have that many shows where
Those women don't know their place. They're either prostitutes or moms.
But
and
they can't be protagonists.
and like every CW show, the main woman character is not American. She's Australian, but she's speaking in an American accent. So just like iZombie,
Those
she's a Kiwi.
immigrants coming over here and stealing our jobs.
Just like the guy from Daredevil.
Oh, Daredevil. Y'all watch that, right?
Yes, that
Daredevil,
was
the greatest show
fantastic.
on not TV.
Fantastic.
Whatever you want to call that medium,
It's the best thing Marvel
greatest
has
show.
ever done.
Yes.
Pretty soon, is TV going this way? Are we going to start getting TV just like we are Netflix,
Yeah.
to where
I'm not watching TV
they're going to
anymore.
put out
That's-
13
You're cutting the
episodes?
cord.
Yes, I am
You're
cutting the cord this year.
Well, they just launched Showtime. I mean, I don't know why anyone would pay $10 a month for Showtime,
For Ray Donovan.
but they just launched a Showtime app to where you just pay $10, you watch Showtime.
Yep.
But after you have so many apps, I mean, Christ, you're going to be
Oh,
Yeah, but why would? But I'm saying
$10 for wrestling.
By the way,
$10 for
no.
yeah,
You
HBO.
want
But
you'll want Netflix.
You
You'll
get
want
Netflix,
Hulu.
you get Netflix and Hulu, and you're pretty much good.
And HBO Go, and then blam,
yeah.
the network, blam.
I mean, really, it just gets.
I've
into-
cut my bill by 60%, home skillet.
NWA starting a.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Might have to see how that goes. Sam Ford helped me to that one.
But anyway, yeah, cutting the cord. Would you consider it?
yes.
I would.
I'm still torn because there's certain things that I want to watch that if I don't have cable, I can't use the app like AMC. If I wanted to watch The Walking Dead on an app, I have to have a cable subscription.
But doesn't The Walking Dead
Do
end
they
up
not have
on?
their stuff online for streaming, like on their website?
I thought they did, but I'm still thinking you have to log in with cable.
A lot of times.
information.
Oh.
I think you do.
See,
have to-
that's
Don't
the
they?
thing.
Isn't
You
it
really.
on Netflix?
Hmm?
Is it on Netflix?
Well, they're a season behind.
Yeah, they because I watched the first season of 100 on Netflix, the second one on there. But
Oh!
it goes back to one of our favorite sayings right now.
Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat.
No, you don't want to own the boat. You want to know the guy that owns the boat. So you want to cut the cord and know somebody that has a cable subscription.
Right.
Gotcha.
So
That's true.
then you can use their login
Right.
information.
No, you go over to their place and watch the damn Walking
Or that
Dead.
too.
Because I want to see Fear the Walking Dead, although I have very low expectations about it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
fear that I'll not watch that show. I've quit on the other one. I don't know why I'd start another one.
Really? So how many seasons is The Walking Dead into right now?
60.
6, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, this would be the 6th, yeah.
Wow.
And
So
they've accomplished almost nothing.
They
So-
had an open casting call recently for any men with like firearms experience.
I mean, really, it's
In
been six.
Atlanta?
yeah.
It's been
I
six
guess you just go down there
seasons.
with a gun and you're in.
It's been 6 seasons of The Walking Dead, and has anything been accomplished?
So let me ask you: do they go into a town that's filled with The Walking Dead, and do they stay there, and do they do what they do, and then leave the town and they
Yes.
go to
Well,
another
they're
town?
in a
Yes.
town now.
Well,
They travel through the area fighting zombies and just keep that. Then they're just traveling.
And that's
But,
6
well,
seasons.
It's like Anthony Bourdain.
it's like
It's like a travel show.
it's like the
to be
real.
fair,
Nobody
They-
plans
they-
an ending to this.
It's
show.
like
Yeah.
the road rules with zombies.
yeah, but to be fair, they try to. I mean, ultimately, the goal is to set up shop somewhere and try to live.
At the end of season 1, they almost solved the damn thing. I thought.
Oh.
Turns out, no.
They're still in their community.
And
We're getting
then in season 2,
Oh, I dropped it after season 2.
they went to a prison or something.
Season
I don't remember.
was season 2 the farm.
And
That was
then,
the
yeah,
farm.
Yeah,
that was the
and
worst
then-
one ever.
and then I think
that was
season-
when AMC didn't have any money,
And nothing
so they had to
happened,
stay on the farm.
Unlike the 100.
Season 3 was what the
Season 3
governor.
was the prison.
Prison.
Yeah.
Then there was governors.
So has it run its course?
Yes.
Pretty much.
I mean, well,
Has it jumped the shark?
I don't like any of the characters on the show. Maybe crossbow guy.
Daryl.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And I like the little blonde-headed girl. And she's
dead.
gone, I guess.
She's joined
joining
Masters of
something.
Sex.
Ooh. I
Yeah,
might start watching that
What?
show.
And reportedly was dating
Daryl.
Marius, but no one.
I always thought she was like 12.
No, it turns out she was 30, playing 14 or 15 or something.
What?
Yeah.
I thought she was a little underage to be porking old Daryl Reedus.
No, she's like
He's
30.
not as old as you think. I mean, he's probably 41, 42 at least.
That's old. Believe
Well,
me.
Shit.
I know. That's old. Because you know who got cast as Aunt May for Spider-Man
Who's
today?
that?
Marissa Tomei.
Jeez.
She's 50.
Which, by
Wow.
the way, she's going to be on season 2 of Empire. Did everybody watch Empire? No.
What was that? What was that?
That's the
Record company?
The record company.
With the
Oh
Cookie?
yeah.
Cookie, yeah.
Yeah.
Cookie Line.
We watched what?
We watched 2 or 3 or 4
episodes?
episodes, and then it just kind of sat there for a while, and then.
They bring, real pop stars and.
But I think
stars on it.
that it'll be streamed somewhere, so if we want to catch back on, Sam will never watch that show. But
Probably not.
See, and I
because
won't.
of hip hop, you're not a big hip hop fan,
I won't because I watch a lot of garbage. I'll admit it.
or black people.
I just gave up on anything new. If I find it, I don't ban it from the house. But I have to want to.
Do you know
sit
how
down
many
and
people
watch
I would straight up murder in this room to get to Marissa Tomei?
Everybody.
And she's now Aunt May.
I know.
I'm old.
Even the old people are getting younger.
I couldn't sleep real well last night, so I
Who's
had to
Spider-Man, a
watch a little
fetus?
bit of her in the paper. Because it's always on.
She's not nude in the paper. What's she nude in? Before the devil knows you're dead?
The wrestler.
She's nude in Before the devil
She's
knows
new
you're
to the
dead.
wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember that.
But I think she gets
looks
a
great,
good-
though, for 40
I think
or
she
50 or whatever
she's
she
50.
is.
So
I
she's
think-
not going to have white hair in this, I presume, because Aunt May can't be
There's
old
no
in
way.
She's not
She's
Grandma May, she's Aunt.
Maybe it's a hard R. Maybe it'll be a
She's
hard R
almost
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
They've already said that Deadpool's going to be a hard R. So, speaking of Deadpool, why is Ryan Reynolds an A-list star?
Why,
I didn't think he was after Green Lantern.
why
was
is
on-
Ryan Reynolds a star?
He
That's
was on.
the better question.
Well, Ryan Reynolds is an affable fellow, but he's not an A-lister. He was on Levitard.
Who's
Levitard
not
show.
A-list anymore? I mean, really, unless you're on a reality show.
And
Kathy
they,
Lee.
They
or not
listed
Kathy,
off like
Kathy-
his top 10 movies, and like the number ones were like, Pixar. He was like in Cars or
Well, yeah,
Trucks.
but every one that they showed on that
So-
list made like $200 million or better.
No,
Look at how much
the
money
bottom
Adam
one was
Sandler's
like
making.
the number 10 was like $35 million.
Oh, what was that?
I don't remember
Was
what
Green
it
Lantern on the
was.
list?
Damn it!
Was Green Lantern on the list?
I'm
They
sure-
probably
I'm
still
sure
made
it
money.
Still made
I
money.
don't.
Well, now,
I don't know if Green Lantern was
Everybody
on the
dogged
list.
it.
I wonder
so-
how much money Ant-Man's going to make. I want
Oh,
to see it, I
God.
think.
I
Man.
see Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched that trailer and I was immediately, this is going to be gigantic. It just
The same people.
said boom. Well, I mean Marvel. and I
That's what
thought,
I'm getting at. Is Batista.
Yeah, they're all coming
Okay.
back, I think.
well, they're all coming back, but a lot of people weren't sure about Guardians of the Galaxy. Dustin wasn't sure about Guardians of the Galaxy.
I saw
Right.
that movie.
I watched the trailer and I thought,
It's a pretty good movie.
it's going to be huge. It's going to be a monster. And I watched Ant-Man. I love Paul Rudd, but I can't get behind Ant-Man.
That's like if they made Aquaman.
Little
They're making Aquaman.
Ant-Man.
I know.
Yeah.
They're going to make one out of everybody.
They're making
Yeah.
an Aquaman.
You know who Aquaman
They're gonna
is,
make-
don't you?
When
Nick
Entourage,
Nolte? That
No.
would be great.
on Entourage,
Aquaman is Khal Drogo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what the?
Khal Drogo, Game of Thrones.
I don't watch that.
You don't.
No.
Wow.
Every time.
Why do you got
Wow.
to Khal go for?
Jason Momoa.
Oh, True Detective.
So, if,
Jason Momoa.
Yes,
I
Jason
want to see a
Momoa.
Plastic Man movie.
Jason Mimosa.
See, the
why?
thing about Aquaman
Oh, why
is
not?
that Aquaman was the fictitious movie that they
Entourage.
used on Entourage that was so horrible, and James Cameron was directing it, and what's his face was going to be in it, and then it was a whole big thing, and I don't remember if he ended up doing it. But
Entourage.
Boy, that movie dropped out of theaters quick.
Yeah.
Was there a movie you wanted to see less this summer than Entourage?
I saw Poltergeist.
A
But
lot
you
of
went to
people
see
call
it.
that a solid remake. As far as film, I didn't
Well, the
watch
special
it.
effects were great.
Well, who did the role of the little old lady? You know, the exorcist.
They don't have her.
This
house.
They don't. They
Son of a
wow.
They have a guy instead that hosts a ghost show
Oh,
on
my
TV.
God.
See, it's modernized.
This house is clear.
Well, that woman's dead. Maybe that's why.
Yeah,
They
she's
did it.
dead.
No, I mean they do that.
She's
There was
crazy.
another movie. What was? I didn't watch it. Arthur. You know, they replaced the, you know, with the butler with the little old
Yes.
lady.
Why do you remake
Ooh, that
Arthur?
was that Helen Mirren and Russell Brand?
Yeah, it's Russell Brand.
Okay, Russell Brand.
See, Russell Brand, an affable fellow, but
Stupid.
All he can do
he's
is
great
play
in Get Him
Russell
to the
Brand.
Greek playing
That's right. I
himself.
love Get Him to the Greek.
Get Him to the Greek is
That was
one of the
Lee's
most
favorite
underrated comedies. I watched the shit out of that movie.
That's not part of it.
Sam
I
might.
actually
Yes,
saw it.
I was
I
ready
did.
Sam might like that movie.
Oh,
I like
speaking of
Russell
movies.
Brand.
Speaking of movies, our old friend Wes is bringing back The Room,
Yes.
and with the guy,
Which guy?
Greg Sestero.
Greg
who was in the
Sestero.
Who wrote the book.
I bought the
Disaster
book.
Artist.
It's been about a year.
Now-
I
hasn't
bought
it?
the
Yeah.
book.
He's the blonde guy, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I bought the book.
I have it, but I haven't read all of it.
It's like August 11th. Are you asleep?
No.
I thought
They're
you were
going to
looking it
show
up.
it at the Theater Workshop's Little Theater this time. The old church is where they're going to show it this time.
I say we go.
I go.
I say I'm down.
They're
I'm
also-
gonna leave
I
the house.
think
Are they
it's
serious?
not.
Wow.
It's not been officially announced, but I think he's bringing back Schlockerama too this summer, where they took the bad movies and showed them at the library on Friday nights. It was,
Right.
I love that.
They're going to show Entourage.
They need to show.
I can't confirm that, but I think that is going to come back.
I told him, and it's too bad because he's gone on to that Confederate flag in the sky. But Roscoe P. Coltrane,
Oh, yeah.
Delmer Dempsey, what was his name?
James
James
Best.
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 Dilmer.
I knew it was
Make
something
it
country. Was in a good Schlockerama film called.
Night of the Lepus.
Was that what it was?
Isn't that the
Or it
one
was
with
something
him?
about the shrews. And-
I don't remember.
I think it
I
was-
saw Night of the
The
Lepus.
Taming
I
of the
thought-
Shrew.
No, it was
James.
like Night of the Shrews or something like that.
Anyway, he was in one of those.
The
movies.
Taming of the Lepus?
And the shrews were like dogs that they'd like glued hair onto. I mean, you could tell clearly they were dogs,
That was a volunteer firefighter.
and it was hilarious. I mean, hilariously bad. So,
There's so many
and I
bad
thought, well,
movies
shoot,
that
you
they could
you'll be
make
able to
Oh,
track
yeah.
him down and
Oh,
get
yeah.
him to come in and talk, but he's gone to that great General Lee, the great boar's nest in the sky.
Good news.
Good news, good news,
Is that what he said?
Good news.
good news.
I didn't
good
know
news.
that's what he was. I didn't-
What the hell did you think he was saying? What did you think he was saying when he went?
I know I've said this before. I still
I
wish that they would redo a Dukes of Hazzard type show, but like the pilot.
Oh yeah.
The pilot was a lot.
The pilot was
more
closer to
adult.
Justified than it was Dukes of
Yeah.
Hazzard.
Right.
I haven't seen that in a long time. I'll have to watch it.
That,
Yeah.
well,
It's on TV Land.
basically, the entire like opening theme sequence is from that episode where Daisy's in the two-piece bikini.
Right.
You're like, oh my god, and she was never in it again.
Yeah, no.
Right.
I don't rely on television for TV shows anymore.
What do you rely on television for? Aquarium?
Noise box.
I'm just so used to it. I'm just so used to having a
He
TV
just-
in the house that. Oh, I watch stuff on it. I just don't.
It's a
flip through
good
the channels
decorative
anymore.
piece.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a good conversation.
What do you just watch shit in your archive?
Yeah,
What did you watch last night?
what it was last night? Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
No,
Tuesday.
today's Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Well, let's okay then Monday if you can't remember.
Primetime Wrestling
From
from the network,
from
1987.
What about Monday night?
That was Monday night.
So last night was.
You asshole! Last night was Tuesday night.
Oh, last night I started watching random stuff on YouTube, David Lee Roth interviews and stuff like that.
Did you see them play
I
Drop
did,
Dead Legs?
I
for
didn't
like
see that one.
the first time ever,
I saw them do.
and then they did Lights Out, which was like the first time since like 1984.
Light Up the Sky, you mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I did
Light
see
Up the
that.
Sky.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't sing songs that David Lee Roth doesn't have to get up
Like,
there in that range.
Could This Be Magic? They should do that one because he's pretty much talking.
Right.
through it.
Or Take Your Whiskey Home.
Right.
I don't know. They said that he's not coming anywhere. They aren't coming anywhere.
Oh, they're not coming anywhere near. Did anybody go?
I saw
Did you go
the.
see the Stones in Nashville?
No,
You didn't.
I did
Which
not.
that was possible.
I saw Aerosmith
Well,
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Van Halen. Van
Yeah.
Halen's coming to Noblesville.
Who is?
And Van Halen. It's
Oh.
coming to Indy. Is
That's
that
not
is
that
that
far. Yeah, that's
Indianapolis?
Indianapolis.
About 4 hours.
Yeah.
from
And I
there.
think
Yep.
Cincinnati was it Riverbend. But
They're doing a lot of outdoor shows.
But I don't
this
think
tour.
that they're coming to Kentucky or Tennessee.
I think Van Halen outside. I think it shortened my life.
Summer nights in my radio.
It was so loud.
Now there is a festival in Louisville,
Louisville.
October 3rd and 4th, which happens to coincide with the festival here.
Uh-oh.
But I'm much more interested with the festival in Louisville because it's the Louder Than Life festival. I kept thinking it was the Louder Than Hell festival.
Rob Zombie, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, Rob Zombie's going to be there, but I mean, so's ZZ Top and Leonard
A
Skinner
ton of
and
bands.
all them witches and all kinds of good stuff. Plus, bourbon sampling.
Now, is this going to
And
be top
food.
shelf bourbon?
Well, see, there's a certain bourbon that you get for your general admission ticket, but if you get a VIP ticket, you get kicked up a notch. Speaking of bourbon, this 4th of July weekend, I go down to our cousin's house,
I knew you were there from the pictures of booze.
and well, not South Carolina, his parents' home,
Oh,
and it wasn't his booze. This was local boys.
Now,
I said his collection probably is the best in this half of the state.
yeah, he's
But
got a
anyway.
question about booze. Let's take
so
this.
was this local boy better with his booze
No.
than?
No, his collection is not anywhere near
Okay.
my cousin's. But
Not at all.
But
He's got good quality, just not the.
I would
best
say
quality.
his collection, as a private collection, is probably better than anyone in this half of the state, if not the whole state. Private.
So he's a mid-carder.
Compared to the Miller House, he's a mid-carder,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
So, lately, what we've been doing is blind testing.
And they've been putting it on Periscope, although you didn't put this past me.
No, we didn't Periscope very much this time.
We forget about it.
And
So the booze challenge-
somebody would just pour it into a glass, and it was up to you to see if
You could
you know,
figure out what
you
it
could
was.
figure out what it
Like a
was,
festival.
or
Yeah.
Now, do you just chuck it down, or do you kind of just
No, if you're
well,
just chucking it
kinda
down,
just-
it could be anything.
true? Now, do you just
I didn't
kinda
chug it down, but they put like
kind of swirl it in your glass?
You know
and
when
kinda
they
swish
say,
it around?
"Give me 2 fingers." You know that not that, but you get about a finger.
Not even that much.
Not even that much. Probably about a half a finger of it
Uh-huh.
in the cup. Or in the,
Not this one.
right. No.
I was going to ask.
Maybe maybe the tip of the pinky finger.
Mm-hmm, just
And
enough to-
what they would do is they would it would take them like 8 sips. With me, I mean that's nothing. So I'd just go ahead and knock it back. Now I don't shoot it. It's not a shooter. You got to chew on it a little bit, as they say, and then swallow it. So right out of the bag, got a good one, great one. So we get down there, and Dustin's off at a meeting somewhere,
Yeah.
and
I got screwed on that.
I was brought my snifter.
The three that we tasted in the ultimate, what we had in the tasting, all 3 of those bottles combined was not as much as the one bottle they tested before.
So I was told I'd never had it before, but it tasted familiar to me. But I was told I hadn't had it, so it threw me off. But I knew what it was, and it was first shot out of the bag, $200 bottle of bourbon, and one of my top 5ers of all time, Angel's Envy Cask Strength. It's hot, but it tastes oh so good. No Pappy this weekend though, and
No.
then we have a blind test.
You drink till you're blind.
No.
No, we had our cousin's wife pour them.
We
So
knew,
only
we knew what,
she
we
knew.
knew what the 3 of them were, but we had to
guess what they were, and it turns out the Elmer T. Lee, delicious, and not that expensive. So I'm gonna have to
40,
pick me
45
up.
bucks.
I'm gonna have to pick me up some Elmer T.
It
Lee.
was-
I dug
It was the best of the three.
It was Elmer T. Lee,
Michter's,
USA 1, which I always like Michter's, and E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof.
which everybody loves E.H. Taylor.
It
but
had
I
a woody
thought
finish. It was a woody finish in your
Yeah.
mouth.
that-
It was a little too woody.
but it was decidedly hotter than Elmer T.
Yes.
Lee. The Elmer T. Lee, it tastes
But Barrel Proof is going to be more like 120.
Sounds like a Confederate general, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Elmer T. Lee.
Mm-hmm.
well. The E.H. Taylor is Colonel E.H. Taylor.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
Colonel E.H.
It comes in a big tube.
Colonel Angus.
Yeah.
So we just sipped bourbon and drank margaritas all weekend long.
Mangaritas.
But I got cheated.
Jeez, we put away some mangaritas.
Got cheated July 4th because they had to get up early and leave. So by the time we got back from the fireworks, it was like 10 o'clock, and that's prime.
So was everybody impressed with the fireworks? Did you see any fireworks? You were here in town.
I was in my basement.
I saw several. I mean, everybody shoots them around.
Hell,
I
there was
didn't
a
see
big show last night,
I didn't see
apparently.
a formal fireworks show, if that's what you're
There were
asking.
fireworks all over the place,
Yeah.
and then the big fireworks.
I
It's
saw a kid chasing somebody with a Roman candle.
Oh, that's smart.
I've had that happen to me more times
it's
than
been
I
done.
count.
Yeah.
But, it's like this. After being chased by fireworks for so many years, I've kind of lost my interest in fireworks.
I do enjoy a good bottle rocket and Roman candle war.
And then the kid walks up to Devinn and says, "You think this is the first time a Roman candle's ever been pointed at me, son?"
But I will say
I didn't
that
even blow up shit this year. That's the
I
first
didn't
time in a
either.
while. Everybody's,
it makes me mad.
don't scare the cats. Don't scare the dogs.
Oh, that
Don't
was
scare the
every
kids.
other post on
Hell with the
Facebook was
pets.
And I've never heard that
pets.
before. Yeah.
And the military veterans.
And
which
it's-
I get that.
Right.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we were talking before, and
Why are we respecting them now when I was a kid, it was like hell with
Yeah,
their
nobody
buddy.
cared about it.
Nobody did,
Pets
but all of a
dogs
sudden-
back then either.
you're right. Well, we've got this awareness now, and a town near us did lasers.
Lasers? Wait.
Instead of
Wait,
fireworks.
What's
you
this-
mean instead of fireworks?
What's this
Oh.
quote-unquote thing that you're doing the bunny ears?
Austin Powers?
Lasers.
I know.
Lasers.
Lasers.
Austin
Dr.
Powers.
Evil?
Yeah.
Dr. Evil.
With a laser.
Lasers.
So, okay, you're going to have to explain that to me. Like,
Have you seen Austin Powers?
no.
You know, Dr. Evil's not his gynecologist.
No, I'm talking about the
His
lasers.
character.
That was a thing. Was it sharks with lasers?
Sharks and
Yeah, with-
lasers.
And this was
It's
such
a
a
They
laser
did it, I think,
beams.
through every movie. They
yeah,
did
but it was
something
such
like
a
that.
brilliant
Well-
idea to add lasers. That's why lasers.
So how do
Really?
the lasers work?
That's what I'm not sure about. I found that I've looked at
So
some old
basically-
articles. Some places have been doing it for the last several years.
You
in
brought
some
us a
areas.
topic with no information.
Yeah.
So
No.
they did it like a Floyd thing with music.
Yeah, they
I-
had big band music, as a matter of fact, in Greenville.
Yay.
I know, but they did do lasers, and I'm thinking now with all the people complaining about pets and this and that, the cleanup. Somebody said,
Oh,
they're
now
better.
that cleanup, that's
Right.
a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
they
but if
say-
there's some birds flying through, you might hit him in the eye and knock him out of the air.
They
True.
say it's better for the environment.
Yeah, till you bring a plane down.
That's true.
But this is
Kill
what
about-
we're coming to. This is what
Kill
we're
about
coming
30
to.
or 40 people.
That's right.
I mean, there's a lot of things that they've kind of neutered in our lifetime that we've seen. And
Now,
now it's just a.
Listen, I understand what you're saying, but we just now, what is this, the 4th or 5th year that we've had access to the good illegal fireworks?
Yeah, really.
Right.
There ain't no man that's going to take a bunch of gunpowder away from me on the 4th of July.
America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
America.
That damn Obama.
Taking away our fireworks.
I
Oh,
just
he's
think in
giving
the
us
future,
fireworks.
maybe 20 years from now, we'll get so used to this. Oh, don't scare your pets, and then people will have all these babies crying.
I'm convinced.
Well,
that,
I
I won't
say,
change my mind.
to hell with the pets, to hell with the babies.
And-
You know what
I do
day
too.
it
and if
is.
you're on Facebook, do us all a favor.
Kill yourself.
Wow. Wow.
When it comes
That
to
came
your
out of left
pets,
field.
We all love animals,
Kill them
but I don't need to see a picture. Here's one.
of their ass.
We got.
All curled up like this.
Yeah, and
Somebody shooting
like
fireworks.
somebody didn't feed this dog for 2 months. Like, what makes you think I want to see it?
Exactly.
Just tell me.
I saw a picture
I don't even
today,
want you to tell me.
and
Because
it
you
was-
have to be made aware of this.
I don't want to be aware of that.
I saw a picture today of like a almost like a newborn baby with a heart born
On the outside.
of his body.
Oh boy.
Did you share it so we would get that?
Oh,
Now, are we
And
supposed
it's
to be
like,
throwing?
why do I want to see this?
Are we supposed to be
And
throwing
I
money at
can't
this?
see Chrissy Teigen's nipple on Instagram?
Right.
That is outrageous.
Well, it's the gullible people that's falling for this, and actually, somebody's probably getting paid per click for this kind of shit that they post.
Dan Bilzerian, 2016.
Right.
but yeah, it's ridiculous.
If there weren't gullible people, we wouldn't have phone scams,
True.
mail,
True.
or Facebook, probably.
Or
Well,
Facebook.
roughly 90% of the country's population are just
On Facebook.
I think very few honest to God scams outside of, here's a check for $45,000. If you cash it, you've only got to pay us 150% annual percentage rate on it.
Right.
But because you don't want to get caught with a scam in the mail, that's bad times.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Mail fraud, it's bad news.
But if you get caught, they're the one doing the fraud, and what do they care? They've already made the decision.
Because they're the ones writing it off.
Yes.
So I've got a question for Erin.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This could go anywhere.
Yeah, it could go anywhere. So I know you don't watch Game of Thrones, so I've been thinking, I've got 2 seasons on DVD. Do you have a DVD player?
She's got
I've got
HBO Go.
I've got access to HBO Go.
She doesn't need
Yeah,
your
done.
charity.
Done.
She just by choice.
But
she's not
by
She can watch them all.
Because I have so many other things to watch, which I know that's a show I could get into. Even
She
though
doesn't
I've
even
seen
watch
that they're-
wrestling.
I do sometimes. I saw Bo Dallas wrestle who the other night? It was.
Jim Neidhart?
He hadn't been on TV in like a month, so.
No, he was on
It
TV the other night.
was who did he
Who
wrestle?
did he wrestle?
Somebody with a beard.
I don't know. I fast forward through Raw now. I can watch Raw now.
I've been watching
Half
Tough
an
Enough
hour.
though, even though it's awful.
It's
But
awful.
Unfortunately,
Once
for
they
Raw,
left
we-
Bunham Murray.
We watched a really good
We
Rougeau
wanted
Brothers
to
Heart
fast forward
Foundation
through the
match the other
matches, and
night.
I wanted to fast forward through the talking. So.
Well, it's a best of both
Dynamite
worlds.
Kid knock one of them out with a roll
is
full
Lawler
of.
ever coming back?
Rougeau's not.
Lawler's on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And nobody
Oh,
watches
by
it.
the way,
And I never
Sam was
missed
on
it.
TV.
Really?
Oh.
Yes, that's
Really?
That's how long ago.
Well,
It was about 2 months ago,
SmackDown.
yeah.
Well, where were you this time?
I thought.
Evansville, right? They
Yeah.
taped
I thought
SmackDown.
Gorgeous Jimmy has come back. Oh, speaking of Louder in Life, also NXT is going to be up there both nights.
Ooh.
Oh, that is part of it, yeah. Rock and Wrestling Connection.
So that's why I want to go.
But everybody on NXT that we like is either hurt or going
Yeah.
to get moved up to the main roster.
Yeah.
So
Finn Balor will still be there. Sasha Banks.
I saw part of that
Still
match
there.
from the Beast in the East.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a good match.
Yeah.
It was. You only saw part of it?
Mhm.
Why don't you rewind, ass face?
I'll get around to it.
Come on. That was a good match, man. And the Japanese fans, they were more like an American crowd. Usually Japanese fans,
No, they're polite. They just clap.
but they were chanting. This is awesome
Right.
chants going.
I thought you meant they sat there like the American crowds do sometimes, but
Well, no, the American crowd sometimes sit there like the Japanese crowd. They don't
Right.
clap. They just
they
sit there.
just sit there. Do you think it's their responsibility to applaud if they're not into it? I don't think it is. They said you should for
Most of the
TV.
time, I'm not into it. so.
Exactly. So why should they?
But the Japanese are polite. Speaking of
Right.
Japanese, on Access TV, we're right in the middle of the G1 24 Climax tournament. And
What's that?
exactly.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's,
On Access?
yes, it's on Access every Friday night.
Which means that
From like last year. But,
Oh.
Oh,
New Japan Pro Wrestling has got a service like the WWE Network. And this week, it's free for 1 week. Otherwise, it's $9.99 drupals a
yen,
month. Yen.
that's like 27 cents.
I don't know what it is. It's $10 a month. But you can sign up for it and pay for it here. But it's not like on Roku, so I think you'd either have to watch it on your computer. Maybe,
what do they offer?
Maybe you could Chromecast it.
McMahon doesn't own
All their
that.
pay-per-views are on there.
Right.
I mean, all their stuff going back to a certain amount of time, I guess, is all on there.
Mhm.
But a lot of their old Brody and all that
Funk
shit
and all that, yeah.
is on there as
Broken.
well.
Okay.
Like, the Funks. I don't. Were the Funks with New Japan or were they with All Japan? Now Brody went back and forth. Hanson went back and forth. I think the Funks kind of and Abdullah went back and forth. But apparently, this last pay-per-view, Dominion, was out of this world, and Shinsuke Nakamura fought on it, and he's my new favorite of all time.
Everybody's on their phones. I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I had an ass full of you people too.
No, I was looking up pictures of Jim Garvin here. See,
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Not expect entertainment.
That's Ant-Man.
yeah, people that look like Sam.
That's Ant-Man.
I want to do a segment every week or whenever we get back that it's like people that look like Sam.
Or every 7 to 9 months.
Our two listeners could send in their votes.
By the way, I had an idea for a movie last night, but I don't know that I want to talk about it because I know it'll get stolen. I think it's a good idea.
Well, why don't we?
Well, if it's a good idea, it won't get stolen.
But Dustin,
Yeah, exactly.
Dustin's afraid there are legal ramifications.
Let Sam
To
get
what
his
I
shirt
want
and
to
we'll
do.
wrap this up and discuss it.
So email us grandschemes
Whoa.
at channel1itv.com.
And we'll get around to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And we may do another podcast soon. I know this one was just a slice of pure heaven.
Yep.
But,
Always a pleasure.
Now, are you gonna put it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on
Yeah,
YouTube, people.
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
We'll put it on YouTube with a picture of gorgeous Jimmy Garvin up there.
Oh,
All right.
sweet. Yes.
And be sure to do that. So if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're not watching it, go find it on YouTube.
I'm gonna say
And
the
you'll
gorgeous
see.
Sam Alford.
You'll see what Sam looks like.
He's got that
on
jacket.
YouTube video.
Yeah.
You do really?
It's orange, but yeah.
Wow.
So was it Sunshine and then Precious?
Right.
Those were his valets.
Right.
And he was married to Precious, and he was cousins with Sunshine.
There were two
It was
Sunshine.
really
He was married to
creepy.
Deborah, he said that. Precious.
No, not that Precious. Actually, neither of them were that hot. But when you were a kid, just seeing a woman kind of
on
like
TV.
a one
Well,
piece
Missy
bathing
Hyatt,
suit.
though.
You know, I did see that.
Missy
movie.
Hyatt was.
Dustin is totally checked
He's looking
Hey,
at
what's happening, Dustin? How's it going over in Twitterland?
Till next
Dustin's
time.
looking up Missy Hyatt bikini shots from the 1980s.
I'm sorry, but she is a goblin.
What?
How dare you? I didn't
What the
say
hell?
from 2013. I said 1980.
Yeah.
She was.
She was no Miss Elizabeth.
No, you're right. Miss Elizabeth's the one you wanted to marry.
Missy Hyatt was the one you cheated with.
That's right.
How dare you cheat on Miss Elizabeth?
She's a Hellcat. But in the grand scheme of things.
Don't go shitting in your shirt.